G'day everyone, it's Will back again with Robin, my co-host for Civilization 6, The Gathering Storm Discoveries. Very excited to be here today. Thank you for those who have been joining us, and thank you for all of those who have been adding their comments and liking and subscribing. We're going to continue on now and try and get a few turns under our belt in this episode. How are you going, Robin? How are you feeling about the game?
Doing really well, thank you. Just one thing that your viewers may have missed last time was when we finished our last video, I did press next turn, and unfortunately the Barbarian battle that was raging down south with Will's warriors, the viewers didn't see that, which was a bit disappointing. I was a bit disheartened because that was a bit of a gory kind of a 300 kind of a slugfest, but
they're dead, Robin. They're dead. They're gone.
Well, the Spartans won.
Well, Egyptians.
Sorry.
That's right.
The Egyptians won.
So my Egyptian forces stayed crouched in their defensive forest, and the barbarian horde came running across the snowy plains of tundra and were struck down as they attempted to attack them. So that's very exciting. One thing we can do now, though, is honing in on those barbarians. As I mentioned in last episode, my barbarians qualify for a promotion. As you can see, they're looking pretty sad. I mean, whilst they won the battle, they've been hurt pretty badly. They are way down on strength. So they're standing there in the forest. I'm going to click the promotion button. As you can see in the promotion tree button, I have two options for their promotion, just like when we talked about last episode with my scout. But each unit has a unique promotion tree, which is fantastic. My guys can either take Battle Cry, which will give them a +7 combat strength against melee and ranged units, or Tortoise, which gives them a +10 combat strength when defending against ranged attacks. I'm going to take Battle Cry because I think that I'm going to be attacking, and as you can see, my bar has increased from being low in the red zone to high in the green zone, and I'm back up to 4 guys again.
Congratulations.
Really, so they're almost ready to get on with the fight and keep going forward. Alright, I get to choose a civic this turn. My options are Craftsmanship, Early Empire and Mysticism. I've completed Foreign Trade, which means that I am eligible for building a trader. I can declare joint war, I can join an ongoing war, and I can create trade routes, which is pretty exciting. I'm going to open the civics tree and have a look at where I can go. Now, I'm thinking, being a fairly warlike group, I'm going to head for Early Empire. It allows me to close my borders. It gives me my first governor, and it gets me the option of getting some fairly good attacking type things. So that's what I'm going to choose. Early Empire. I had the options of Mysticism or Craftsmanship. I'm not overly religious in my civilization, and we haven't really been building stuff. So I'm gonna just go with Early Empire.
Good choice.
So that's done. I've got a couple of units that need orders, so my builder needs to build something. So I think I'll probably move him to there and head back across. And my explorer is going to continue to explore and has discovered down here on the edge of my site another tribal village. See, I'm doing well with these villages.
Congratulations. That's great.
Now, just something to note, back across here in my unexplored area, it looks like a barbarian outpost has appeared, and they do randomly spawn and generate between my scout and my home centre, Rakadet. And so I'm going to need to take care of that later on. So that now means that I have 2 barbarian outposts in my vicinity. So that's all I've got today. So my turn this turn, and it's on to you, Robin.
Okay. So as Will continues to scout and battle barbarians, my housing is crisis and situation continues. I have a builder that is ready to build on some strategic resources horses. So I'm going to build a pasture. It's been done.
What a fine looking pasture that is.
Look, lovely. Now, I have heard that horses are an important resource for mounted units, that kind of thing. So I'm assuming that's correct. Is that right?
That's correct. So having that resource under your control provides you with 2 horses per turn, as well as a lovely lot of 3 lot of food and 2 lots of production. You can't build mounted units without horse resources. Right, so what else?
I've got some civics that I need to do.
Uh-huh.
And so for me, I've gone the craftsmanship line, which has opened up for me. Wait, what's opened up for me? It's opened up foreign trade, military tradition, and state workforce. Now, I'm keen to build a military empire in classic Viking tradition. So I am going to choose military tradition. Now, as well, I noticed that I can actually choose other civics further down the tree. Is that right?
Yeah, so if you wanted to line it up, say you said, look, I'm really keen on defensive tactics. You could click on defensive tactics and it will set up the pathway through the tree right up to that, and then you don't have to worry about that until that happens.
Yeah, okay.
So once again, queuing has an upside and a downside. The upside is you can automate a whole bunch of stuff and not have to worry about it. But if things change and you forget, then you may find yourself developing a whole bunch of things that aren't useful in your ever-changing world.
All right. Well, I've chosen military tradition at this point.
Excellent.
So I will do that. I still haven't cleared an outpost, so I don't get the boost, unfortunately. That's a bit of a shame.
Now, somewhere down here there are barbarians, so if you can find them, you can clear them. That'll give you the boost.
Yes. Okay. Now, I'm continuing my warrior towards the meet and greet the villagers, so that's what's happening there. And that is the end of my turn.
Excellent. All right. Well, it's brought me back to my explorer, so I might actually just keep going with my exploration. And I have discovered a barbarian scout over here, far to the east, and he is standing on some deer. So that's pretty cool. He's probably going to run away from me now, and I'll find out where he lives. There are lots of barbarians in my area.
There are indeed.
Okay. My second move will be with my builder, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay out some money to expand my territory to include that second wheat field. That cost me 25 gold to do that, an expansion of territory, and so that wheat field is now part of the Rakadet area. I'm going to move my settler onto the wheat field, and as his final move, I'm going to build a farm, and you'll see that is the end of that builder. Okay, so my warrior needs orders. That is the warrior that is victorious and now level 1 battle criers, and I'm going to fortify until healed. So by clicking the heart button on the thing there, it fortifies them so they won't move. They'll be stronger if they're attacked, and they'll gain a hit points until they're actually at full strength again. So that's the end of my turn.
I just noticed as well, Will, that your city has grown from 2 to 3.
Oh, well done.
That's a very good thing as well.
I missed that, but that's good.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay, it's my turn. So I now get to choose a production because my settler has been produced. I'm excited. Not quite sure where I'm going to move him to, and so we can have that conversation in just a moment. I need to choose a production, and I am a little bit concerned that I've only got one warrior for my whole city. So I'm thinking maybe create a slinger. What do you think?
Are you feeling threatened by anything?
I'm not feeling threatened, no, but I would like to be able to declare my sovereignty in case I do meet some barbarians or some foolish tribes.
Okay. Look, it's not a bad move, and if somebody does come over the horizon to attack you, then it could be very handy to have a ranged unit up your sleeve. You did encounter a scout who has run off into the mysterious wild somewhere and may come back with friends, so that does seem to make sense.
And at this stage as well, it only takes 2 turns to create a unit, so that's pretty good. Now, my settler, can we talk about settling? Because
Yes.
I'm a little bit concerned and very confused about how to determine, how do you work out where to best put a settler?
Oh, very good. The most important thing about settlers is that a city can only grow to be 3 away from its central point. So if you click on your settler in terms of its move, you'll see that your map will change,
Yes.
and there'll be a whole bunch of red zones, and then there'll be different shades of green zones. Now, what that's telling you is that in the red zone, it's too close to another civilization or city or settlement, and so you can't build in the red zone.
Right.
So you ideally with cities, you want to try and get 3 away from the red zone so that your cities can have the maximum amount of space to be able to expand without interfering with each other.
Right.
You also want to choose a location that has resources. And if you don't have a coastal space, you want to try and make sure you've got a mix of coastal and inland spaces.
Okay.
So, looking around your region, you've got some stone to the east, some rice to the east, but you haven't really explored very far to the north. So
No, I haven't.
you don't really know what's going up there, and you don't really want to send a settler out by himself, because a settler will just be taken by another unit, by another civilization, and that other civilization can then use that settler to build a city themselves. So,
Right.
and it becomes theirs. So yeah, you've invested a lot of time in that. You don't want to lose that. You don't want to miss that.
All right. I'm a little bit, as I look at my map, I'm discovering that I haven't really done too much exploring, particularly towards the north. Now, down towards the south along the coast, given that it is Vikings and some of the early strengths of the Vikings are the longships, Viking ships, I want to stay near the coast.
Yep.
And given my warrior is down south and is possibly can explore, I'm thinking of moving the settler south.
Yep.
And hopefully I'll find a place somewhere with the warrior will locate somewhere that may be suitable.
Well, there's
Does that sound like
a couple of good locations down there too. So you've got a location down there with some spices as a luxury resource. You've also got a little spot down there where there is some stone. So the little harbour just to the southwest of where your warrior is at the moment could be a nice little spot to build a second city.
Okay, but is that too close to my other city?
Not really. You got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I mean, maybe on the rainforest square might be slightly better, but the appeal of that space is uninviting, -2.
Yeah.
The one next to it is average, 0.
The peninsula
Yes.
is breathtaking appeal and
Yeah.
modifier of defense 3.
I just noticed that's probably the place to put it.
Okay.
Now, there is only one other problem with that. You'll notice that it is called Coastal Lowlands, 2 meters.
Right.
In this game, the Gathering Storm, environmental impacts do come into play in the later part of the game, and the sea levels can rise if we use too much CO2.
Right. Well, we don't have to worry about that because we're still like 3040 BC.
Yes, that's right. So look, let's let future generations worry about the environment.
Okay.
Okay.
Not quite sure how your climate change advocates will respond with listening to that now.
Oh my gosh, controversy
dear.
in episode 6. Okay. All right. So yes, I think though, all things considered, the breathtaking woodlands of the peninsula would be fantastic.
All right. Well, I've moved then my settler down south. My builder has built a farm. I don't have irrigation yet, so I'm going to move out towards the sailing to the fish resource and I'm going to move out that way to claim that resource, perhaps buy it.
Yep.
And my warrior is going to say hello to the tribe, and I'm excited because that's just given me my first tribal village contact, and it's given me an +1 error score.
Nice.
My turn is done.
Very good. Okay. So, back to me again. My warriors have claimed that space and are now at full health. So it's time to head down south and take out that barbarian encampment. Now, two things we've just discovered. One of them is that the barbarian encampment is inhabited by spearsmen. So we've discovered that in the spearsmen, their strength is 31. My warrior, however, because he has gone up a level and he's stronger, he has a strength of 42. So he's feeling fairly comfortable in engaging in that battle, and I think I'm fairly confident he'll be able to win. As a bonus, next to the barbarian encampment is a friendly little tribal village.
My goodness.
So I'll be happy about that. So that's that. My explorer is going to continue to explore, and I've discovered all kinds of nasty trouble over this side. Actually, I completely forgot about that tribal village down there, so I have to go and grab that as well. So I've discovered another tribal village, but 2 barbarian scouts at the same time. So,
oh wow!
So there's a lot going on down here for me.
My goodness!
I've explored quite a bit of land, which is quite nice.
Yes, you've done really well. I've explored virtually nothing.
Yep.
So I think having a scout to explore the north is going to be a really important part of my ongoing progress.
So do you want to change that now? You've already ended your turn. All right. So
it's my turn. It's my turn now.
Is it your turn?
Yeah, you just had your turn.
Oh yes. So
my turn.
Very good. Okay.
But I do have one point. I have one round until my slinger is done.
Oh, I'll just wait then.
Yeah, I think I'll wait. And scout only takes 2 turns, so I'm at a point where it's pretty easy.
Great.
Okay, so for me, I'm going to now take my builder out towards the fish resource because I want to claim that, and I need to build. Can I build that? Sorry, can I buy that fish resource?
So the fish resource is currently outside your city zoning, so you can't improve it at this point in time with your builder.
Can I buy it?
Yes. So if you click on Nidaros,
yes,
and you click on the icon that says Expand City, which I think is the one on the far left-hand side. It looks like a little hex.
Yes, purchase tile
Yep.
is the name. Yep.
Purchase tile. Click on that. It'll then show you all the tiles around you that can be purchased and how much it will cost. And as I can just see on the map now, you've extended your zone of control from Nidaros to cover that one. So you can now improve the resource.
That was 40 gold, so that's exciting. And I think I'll need to wait until next turn before my builder can actually develop it.
Okay, because you have no more moves left.
Yes,
Yep.
I'm moving my settler south, and I'm going to continue to explore with my warrior to see if there's any possible area that could be better. That's my turn.
Okay, and that's all we've got time for this week. So we will return next week. Now, you ended your turn again. I'm just going to go and check beforehand to see whether or not those spearsmen attacked me. They did not attack me, which is really cool. So they are just kind of fortified, and I'm fortified. So we're going to start next week with an exciting battle of warriors versus spearsmen in the spearsmen's home ground. So looking forward to that next week. And thanks, Robin, for playing today.
Thanks, Will. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Have a good one.
Don't forget, everyone, like, subscribe, leave your comments. We love to hear from you.